Hello everyone and welcome back to DC Central, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down and discussing the news that a brand new Supergirl has just been cast for the DCEU to appear in the upcoming Flash movie, so let's discuss. So today we're doing something a little bit different and we're talking about DCEU news, or DC Extended Universe, or DC Movie News, whatever you want to call it. If you recall a couple of years ago now, or maybe a little bit less than that, when I renamed this channel DC Central, I did it with the intention of talking about other things other than just the Arrowverse. As much as I love and adore the Arrowverse and I love talking about it, I also wanted to talk about other DC entertainment out there, but I never really followed through on that promise. And when I saw this news come through, I thought to myself, you know what, let's make a video on it. So as I said at the beginning, we have a brand new casting for Supergirl within the DCEU, and she will be making her debut in the upcoming Flash movie, which is going to be directed by Andy Muscietti. And this is some big, exciting casting news. Now, the person who has been chosen to be playing Kara Danvers, aka Supergirl, in the Flash movie is an actress known as Sasha Calle, or Sasha Calle. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her surname. But she is a brand new actress who has just been chosen to play Supergirl. Now, I looked onto her IMDb because I was curious to see what she has been in and what she's known for, to see if I recognized her from anything. I'm completely unfamiliar with this actress. I don't know anything she's been in. I've never seen her before. I'd never heard of her before. But she's been in a couple things. The most recent thing she's been in is called The Young and the Restless, which was a TV series. Seems to be like a soap opera that's been going on for years. So she was in that and a couple other things here and there as well. So she's a pretty unknown actress for the most part. So it's quite a big deal that she's been cast in such a major role like this for the Flash movie. And it's very interesting as well because this is also the first Latina actress to play Supergirl. Obviously, we've had a couple of different live-action interpretations of Supergirl before. We had Helen Slater play her in the Supergirl movie back in the day, who of course plays Eliza Danvers on Supergirl the show. And then of course we have Melissa Benoist play Supergirl on the TV show. So we're getting a brand new live-action Supergirl, the third interpretation. And I think that's really cool that we're getting a Latina Supergirl, again, something new, something fresh, something interesting and different. And she's going to be making her debut in the Flash movie, which is certainly not what I expected. Now, this Flash movie, I believe, is currently set to release in 2022, or it might have been pushed back to 2023. I'm not too sure, I'll have to double check that. But it's coming out within the next couple of years, and it's about to start shooting soon. And this movie has obviously been a long time coming. Originally, the Flash film was meant to come out in 2018, and it just kept getting pushed back with different directors and stuff like that. But now it seems like it's finally locked in and it's finally happening. We've heard so much about this new Flash film and what it's going to be. It seems like it's actually going to happen now. So the film is going to be directed by Andy Muscietti, who directed It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. I was quite a big fan of both of those movies, so I'm quite excited to see what he's going to do with this. DC has also seen a lot of success with horror directors with their superhero movies, like with James Wan doing Aquaman and David F. Sandberg doing Shazam. It kind of makes sense to go with Andy Muscietti to do The Flash. And this movie is going to be pretty big. I mean, we kind of know this movie is going to be Flashpoint, or at least it's going to be an interpretation of Flashpoint, or it's going to be multiverse at least. We know that Michael Keaton is going to be in the movie as his version of Batman from the 80s. We know Ben Affleck is returning as his version of Batman as well, like the DCEU version of Batman. He's coming back for this film as well. So we know that there's going to be a lot of multiverse stuff in this movie. So that does open up the question of, is this Supergirl the Supergirl of the DCEU, like of the DCEU main timeline, or is this an alternate Supergirl from another Earth? Personally, I'm not too sure. I mean, obviously, if this is the DCEU Supergirl, this is then the cousin of Henry Cavill's Superman, I assume, unless they change that up for the movie, but this should be the cousin of Superman, obviously. So that, would make a lot of sense to bring her in. We do know that Superman exists in this universe. We also saw that pod in Man of Steel, which does look like Supergirl was in it. So it seems like they've hinted in the past of Supergirl existing within this universe. And this is now, it seems to be the official casting. Now, of course, this could be a multiverse version, as I say, we're not too sure. But either way, it's going to be really cool to see a brand new version of Supergirl show up in this movie. And what kind of a role is she going to play? I mean, as I said, this movie of The Flash seems to be very much revolving around the multiverse and maybe Flashpoint. Could this just be a cameo scene? I mean, it's been said that Andy Muscietti was apparently very much involved and very personally involved in the search for the role of this character and also the casting of this character. So that would suggest that perhaps this character does have a fairly substantial or large role within the film. but who knows? It's something we're going to have to wait and see as soon as we get more details on the film and we find out what the story is and how it's playing out. Because it seems like the main lead of the film is obviously going to be Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. And then we're also going to have Michael Keaton, who apparently has a pretty substantial role in the film as well, as his version of Batman. So could she be like a third lead? I'm not too sure. But, you know, Supergirl and The Flash, they have a lot of history in the comics. And obviously, thanks to the Arrowverse, they also have a lot of representation in regards to their friendship. Like, it seems like the Flash and Supergirl are kind of well known as close allies now, mainly from the Arrowverse. So to bring Supergirl into the Flash movie is really cool. And I have to say, you know, I didn't expect Supergirl to come into this movie. I didn't expect Supergirl to come into the DCEU anytime soon. You know, I thought that if we were ever going to get Supergirl, it would be in like a Man of Steel sequel or maybe a Justice League movie down the line. But to actually see her appear in the Flash movie, that's pretty damn cool. So I'm really excited about this, and it's going to serve as a nice transition too, because obviously we have got Supergirl ending this season with its 7th and final season, its 6th and final season, and you know that will be the departure of Melissa Benoist from the role. And when Melissa leaves the role, we have Sasha Calle to, you know, pick up the mantle, and I think that's going to be really cool. And again, it's such a different interpretation of Supergirl. It looks like it's going to be a very different looking version of Supergirl. Again, it's a Latina actress portraying the role, so that's really nice. And it's just one of those things that I think is going to be a really exciting character addition for this film. And, you know, as soon as we find out more about it, I can't wait to see what kind of role she's going to play. So what do you guys think? Are you excited about this new casting for Supergirl? And are you excited to see her in Andy Muscietti's The Flash film? Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want to see more DC news and DC content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads from me. And hope to see you guys again next time.